So here we have my fully restored 1940s Brayshaw Showman living wagon. Going to show you inside, but before, let's do a little tour of the outside. The wonderful thing about this wagon is how original it is. They're the original doors, all the original brilliant cut glass, except a couple of which have been replaced because they were damaged. And incredibly, these three scrolls here on the other side are the original scrolls that have been cut round numerous times. You can see the gold leaf is slightly discoloured from varnish, if you will, but they are genuinely the original scrolls. You can actually see in the light where we've gone over the yellowy cream numerous times. Little set of steps there for when you're on the road you didn't have steps on to get in the wagon. And if you look underneath, that's for the gas. These are all lined out here. I did all the lining down here, and Aaron and Stephen did the lining above. It was quite awkward to do. Interesting tale with this one. You can just see across there, there's a line where the wheel must have fallen off back in the day, and it dragged along the ground level with the front wheel. Obviously we repaired that. All the original hubs, even got felt seals in this one, and you can see this lovely mechanism in there, these teeth that go together. That's all been polished up, put back together, new joiners. The hubcaps are actually vintage replacement ones, but you can see the Brayshaw ones, they're the original ones, and these wheels are the original wheels, and they've actually got Dunlop stamped in them. They're brand new tyres. Same at the front. It's got air brakes put on it. It originally had vacuum, or it did when I first restored it over 30 years ago. Even the spare wheel has been lined out and it's got a new tyre. There's a brake actuator there. The original, we call this a lock. This bit had to be replaced when I restored it over 30 years ago, and then some of these had new fiddle ends put on. We went to a man called Johnny Pickett, and they had put new ones on because it had been modified to put bigger mud guards on. And there is a little thing which wasn't perfect when I did it, but I've kept them and not replaced them, because a little bit of the story where these bits of metal were let in and they were new bits on the end. There's one on the other side, and it was a little bit crude and not perfect, but when I first bought this wagon I was 18. It took me 3 years to restore, but it's a little bit of its history. Had a new drawbar. When I first had it, I restored it so I was pulling through the chassis here on a solid bar. Then the drawbar hung from it, but I converted it to pulling it through there. I have no doubt of its strength, because you've got a pin through the centre and then a metal ring around the ring, the turntable where that turns. Been completely repainted, coach painted, all new gold leaf, lined out, all this bit from up there was done by Aaron, and it really does shine beautifully. Got the stabilising poles, stop it wobbling, whatever you might be doing inside. Now the back is the original design, but these were repainted 30 years ago, gold leaf, because they were painted on galvanised and they were coming off, so they were repainted. All the lining is exactly how it should be, and these had been chopped off to modernise the wagon. It'd been skinned over and lost. They were saved underneath because of that. Just about to see the brilliant cut glass. It really is first class. First class glass. And here we go, we've got the handrails here, which really do set it off, make it look rather stunning. This is the original watering can, what Showman used to use before it tap into the water. John Shaw, that's who the wagon was built for. That's going to stay with it. The original letterboxes, been re-chromed, had new handles put on. See the brilliant cut glass there, look. Showman were very, still are, I'm sure, proud of their wagons. So, coming inside now, I'll have to avoid trying to be in the middle. The wood has never been stripped off and redone, and no imperfections. This wagon has been lived in until the early 80s. I finished it and I moved into it in the late 90s, yep, about 96, 97. Then when I moved out, a few years later, Aaron Stevens moved in, and he only moved out a couple of years ago. It's not been over restored inside. It is full of patina. I can't do it one-handed. This comes up and is a table. That was originally a bed, and I've still got the beautiful bit of wood that folds down, but I converted it because I lived in it to a cooker. That's just there looking pretty. But that originally that was a fireplace as well to cook on. It had a fridge in there, but that's just been put in there to be decorative. It's got a lovely cupboard with 4 mic inside. It's all original. And this rather charming feature, got a little table that comes out. Sliding door, which is handy if you're cooking and don't want to smell it in there. Of course, you've got the opening windows, what we call a Mollycroft. Now, looking at the top, you can see this has come from whatever they were cooking in there or heating over years and years and years. I've never taken it off, because if I took it off, it would take off the gold, the original gold, and it would take off those transfers in the corner. As far as I'm concerned, it's charming, and it's a little bit of its history. Now, I put these lights in here. They had these, originally had sort of sketchy round lights there with sort of, what they called, sort of curved strip lights, if you will. But I put those in because they bring the light a little bit further down. And we've got these lovely gas ones here as well. Though I never use those. Got lace curtains. Now, this is the incredible thing about this wagon. It's got its original furniture. Fold-up table, 2 original Brayshaw chairs, and its original drinks cabinet. That is freestanding, as you can see it moves. Amazed it didn't get thrown out. There you go. That's quite something in a living wagon. Here we've got the bureau. Inside here, whatever you might like to put in there. Now, I put 2 glass shelves in there. I put the original shelves over there in the cupboard. Here you've got the stove. Now, that it was a gas stove. It would be, I'm sure it'd be nice if someone wanted to actually stay in it, if it had a wood burner, but that's just as is. Whether you could convert it or not, I don't know. And excuse me, a copper fireplace that does come up beautifully if you've got a lot of time to do it, but I haven't polished that. More brilliant cut mirrors inside. Got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Aren't they lovely? And I put that glass on there just to protect the wood. They can put stuff on there. These are absolutely lovely. This darker wood set in there. Gorgeous. An original handle there, as is there. Of course, you can open this door. You can see the brilliant cut glass there. And if you don't know how it works, how it's done, it's actually a revolving stone. If we look here, you can actually feel the indentations in there. If I just hit my nail, oh, it's flat on the outside. Absolutely amazing work. Now, moving on into this room, we've got absolutely lovely bedside table with these gorgeous mirrors that look better when I'm not in it, but it's quite hard when you've got 3 of those. Lovely little table there, charming. Wardrobe there, as there is here. There's a wardrobe in here, nice big wardrobe actually. Hangers there. Of course, you've got the lamp in here, the gas lamp, and on that end. Another period light there. Now this room in here, the artwork's in much better condition, but there is, from years gone, there's a little bit of water damage and it's cracked. But there again, I've left it as it is because it's just so incredibly original. And this lovely patina on the wood here. It'd be such a shame to get rid of that. Tells a story. And of course, here's a bed. You can only get in on one side. And there's a lovely full-length mirror behind the door there. I lived in this wagon for about a decade. And the reason I bought another wagon, which was a Hearst of Retford, which I've since sold, restored and sold, is because I had a child and I didn't really have a bed. And this one didn't have a shower. And I wasn't prepared to take up any of the original furniture to modernise it. I think it's just too beautiful as it is. So there we go. That is my Brayshaw living wagon that is now for sale.